sitting the toonies right there. Little club mouth. Gonna catch some suckerlays with the little gears.
Al, what you doing, Al? Come on, come on, Swamp.
Excuse me.
This is really good. Yeah. You guys are really good.
What's that?
That was easy right there, dude.
That boy is good. That boy is good.
Got it.
Take care, boys. All right, good luck.
That calico bass. I wish I had footage of Paulina pulling it out of the water, but I fell down, didn't I?
Yeah.
I totally fell, man. I think I broke my ribs.
Are you serious?
I creamed my ribs.
No.
But that is a beautiful.
It's the biggest I have caught, to be honest.
Ever?
Yes.
That is such a great catch. I'm so happy I'm here to film it.
And it
Paulina.
was just casting like to the rocks.
Right up on the rocks.
Yeah.
God, let's just look at this beautiful creature, Paulina. Way to go. So beautiful. And we're right up here on the rocks.
Look at those teeth on that thing.
Let's see. Wow, that is so beautiful. You caught that on a plastic, right?
Yeah, the transparent, this one.
There it is. Let's see it. Man,
Curly tail.
that is
Yeah.
so beautiful.
Dale, dale.
Nice going.
Yeah, thank you.
Hang on. And over there is Botes Juanitos. So this is the boardwalk, cruise ships dock right there. And then passengers can walk over here and then walk up this boardwalk. There's a variety of different stores, souvenirs, great eateries. The Mercado Negro is down there at the end. There's sport fishing opportunities with Sergio Sport Fishing, Botes Juanitos. Several other guys will take you out for a day's fishing. It's really a great family atmosphere here. It's early in the morning, so you're not seeing a whole lot of people right now. But you can kind of see the harbor here now and the boats from Botes Juanitos. I love this place. You get here during the middle of the day, it's sunny, it's warm. People are walking by, families are enjoying this, eating ice cream, having a great time. I love this place. Ensenada is so beautiful. Enjoy Mexico lindo, because there's nothing like Baja hospitality.
Sargento,
¿Cómo estás?
Muy bien, muy
yo
bien.
soy el
gracias.
gringo Felipe. Yeah, I'm in Ensenada, Baja California, Botes Juanitos, and Sargento just arrived. By the way, that nickname comes from the fact that he was a sergeant in the Mexican Navy, now a commercial fisherman fishing the deep waters off of Ensenada and catching lots of black cod. What a remarkable day he had on the water. Tons of black cod. We also used to call these sablefish, and some of you might remember catching tons of them on the Redondo Beach barges, where it was absolutely incredible. What a sight to see in Ensenada, fishing thousands of feet of water to catch these delicious black cod and ship them to the United States of America. Great stuff here in Ensenada. Thanks for checking in. Ensenada, Baja California Norte, and I wanted to show you the size of the bonito that are being taken down here right now. You'll hear me in Spanish asking this young man where he caught the fish. He said near Todos Santos Island, and then he'll give you another look at these big
¿Puedes
fish.
enseñar el pescado a nosotros? ¿Qué es eso? ¿Un bonito? Grande, ¿verdad? Muchas gracias. Disculpa la molestia, pero wow, son grandes ahora, ¿verdad? ¿Por dónde? ¿Por la isla? Ah, qué bueno. Muchas gracias.
Good morning, my dear friends, and welcome to a summer-like morning here in Surfside, California. You can't get any more beautiful. And of course, I'm thinking about tomorrow's big surf fishing event down there on Anderson Street and Pacific Coast Highway. We are all going to meet up at 6 a.m. until 10 a.m. and we've got a great day planned for you, but this could not be any more beautiful. It's sunny, it's warm. We're going to have a high tide tomorrow, coinciding with our morning's fishing, a raffle, big fish, bait, and tackle on the corner of Seal Beach Boulevard and Pacific Coast Highway. They've got 10% off every single rod and all their terminal tackle. Stop by there, get some bait, get your tackle, and then head on over. They open at 5 a.m. tomorrow. We have got so much to talk about. I've got all your bluefin tuna information. I'm going to also get you updated on what is a spectacular bite in the Channel Islands. We talk all about the limit white sea bass fishing, but there's a lot of slug, halibut mixed in with it. And of course, I'll talk to you about our Mexico trip, fresh in from a really wonderful time with my co-host Paulina, her mom, her family, and so many other great people. Like the gentleman who walked up to me in a Pemex gas station there in Ensenada and said, "I know who you are." I was so humbled and really want to send my thanks out to him. All right, let's get to it. Beautiful weather. We'll see you tomorrow morning down here. But for now, you know what's coming up next. It's time for the MB. Hey, good morning, my dear friends, and welcome to Surfside. It is beautiful. If you don't mind, hit that like button, share these videos everywhere. Make sure you subscribe to the Friedman Adventures YouTube channel. And if you speak Spanish, we have a Spanish language channel, Aventuras del Gringo. Also, you can follow us on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. Let me go down here and check this water temperature scientifically for you. Can't get a more accurate reading than this. And whoa, is that getting warm? That feels pretty darn good. Should be a great day down here tomorrow. Can't wait to see you all here. Looking forward to a fun morning, whether you want to come down and have a cup of coffee, turn the kids loose here to play in the sand, or catch some fish, because we're going to have a high tide coinciding with our morning's fishing. It's perfect. We have a grunion run starting tomorrow. That's going to get the predators in here because they're staging up the grunion right now as you look out there. And of course, the halibut and other species are starting to move in here. It's going to be a lot of fun with a great raffle and so much more. Fresh in from Ensenada, Anthony, Mad Dog, and yours truly had such a memorable time. I don't know if we could have squeezed more into 48 hours than we did. We did fishing. We were in Tecate. We were in Ensenada. We were in Tijuana. We were all over the place experiencing the Baja hospitality that I've grown to love over the past several decades. It was really a remarkable trip, and I hope you are checking some of that out. All right, so much to talk about. Let's start with Mexico. Let's talk about Paulina's big calico bass, because that was a nice big bass. And man, I'll tell you, it was a little windy and rough, so much so that when she hooked that bass, my feet went out from under me. I was trying to film her catch that bass, and I ended up crashing in to the side of the boat into a metal pole right here. And my ribs are still a little sore, but they didn't break, at least. I thought, you know, being the old decrepit man that I am, they might snap, but I'm okay, just a little bit sore. And I was laying there like a turtle on its back on the boat when Anthony had to help me up off the deck. But I got up and was able to document that great catch by Paulina. Beautiful calico bass, her personal best. There's big bonito also around the Ensenada area. Not much yellowtail at all, but plenty of rockfish to fill in. And we got to see some of the commercial guys offload their black cod down there. You know, remember when you and I were kids, if you're my age, we used to catch sablefish on the Redondo barge? You remember that? Drop a comment down below if you've ever had that experience. It was so great to see Sargento, and his name is Sargento, Sergeant, because he was a sergeant in the Mexican Navy. It was so great to see him offload those black cod, those sablefish, fishing in thousands of feet of water off the coast of Ensenada. Really cool stuff to see that. And of course, we had fun with Foca and Paulina and everybody else down there. Now, down in Cabo San Lucas, waters are warming. We're seeing more marlin, more yellowfin tuna, more dorado, and also big-time rooster fishing going on in the surf. Same thing up there in La Paz. Things are changing. We still have some yellowtail there in the Santa Rosalia area and the Laredo area, as well as Mulegé, but that water's starting to warm. So those yellows are going to be out of there shortly, and all those tropical and subtropical species that I just mentioned are going to fill in there, and that's cool stuff. That is really, really good. Down in San Quintin, Baja, California, we have been mentioning to you, there's been bluefin tuna down in that neck of the woods. Still are present, but they do not want to bite right now. We'll keep our eyes on that for you very, very closely. For now, you get the occasional good yellowtail bite. Buenos dias, hermano. Valentino. There he is. He's a great guy. We get the occasional yellowtail bite on the surface iron. Pretty darn good at times. Plenty of rockfish. Some nice big halibut biting down there also. So that is all fantastic stuff. Already covered Ensenada with you. Let's get in to our bluefin tuna situation. And I'm wondering out loud with you all, should this be a surprise? And what I'm talking about is the bluefin are not biting on the full moon. Again, as we start to move closer to the full moon, it is just off the bite. Now, we kind of lost track of that BFT for a while when we had that windy weather several days ago. Guys couldn't get out and fish, and they ended up in the docks because it was just way too rough. We had some gale force winds here offshore in Southern California. But now we are back at it, and guys are seeing it. In fact, on the Independence last night, they stopped time and time again. They were seeing some bluefin tuna down there, but it did not want to bite at all. Good morning, my friend. So that was the situation last night. On the Shogun, we saw a little bit of fish last night, including a couple of bigger fish, you know, like pushing 100 pounds, fish like that. But overall, Sal Nieto, who was on board the gun, said it wasn't all that great. So again, it could be this full moon situation. Several of the other boats last night sounds like no bueno on the fish, on the bluefin tuna. So if it is in fact this full moon, we've not only seen it this year already, but we saw it all last year, where we get to the full and the fish sink out, or they scatter out, or they put their nose in the mud and they don't bite. And it seems like that's what might be going on. In the short run, that kind of is, not great. In the long run, however, we can rest assured that that bluefin will get back on the bite, and hopefully it'll do that here this evening. Daytime fishing has been very slow on bluefin tuna. It's been mostly a nighttime kind of bite, and right now that is not happening. But as I say, hopefully that will happen. Hey, did I say this? I don't think I did. I'm so a little tired. You know what time it is. It's time for the morning briefing. Oh my goodness. I haven't seen this guy for a long time. Hey, what are you doing? I know what you're doing, getting some.
You had a good trip.
Hey, we had a great trip on the Independence.
Yeah, we had just gotten off the boat on a 16-day. One trip before you were getting on. And
On the Independence?
Yeah, it sure looked bleak for you guys.
I know.
But you nailed it, man.
Thank God, right?
Yeah.
Every once in a while, something good happens to me.
Yeah, man, stoked for you.
How'd you do on the 16-day? You had yellowfin and wahoo?
We had a great trip. So we got half limits to wahoo, maybe a little better.
Yeah.
And we had damn near full limits to yellowfin.
Oh, shoot, that's great.
60 to 120 for the most part.
Yeah.
With 8 of them over 200.
Man, that's bitchin'.
Yeah, I lost a big one. Had one that spooled me, and they were late to get the backup rod out, so I lost it, but it was big.
Oh, man.
135, 40 pounds of drag, and it was like it was nothing.
Oh, my God, that was a big fish.
Yeah.
No
good
doubt.
time, though.
All right, good to see you.
Hey, good to see you, man.
My pleasure. Take care. How's that for a long-range update from a trip on the Independence right before we were out there? So good to see people down here on the beach. Undoubtedly, we'll see him running by tomorrow morning doing our surf fishing event. There's the tower. We're going to meet right down there. You can park on the beach side of the street if there's room. Many times there is. If we have a big crowd, then you'll have to park on the other side of Pacific Coast Highway. However, you can drive right up there and dump your stuff off. If you need somebody to watch it, we're happy to run out there and do that while you park and then walk across. So there you have it. Really good to see that, gentleman. All right, there you have it. So
We're watching this all for you very, very closely. Hopefully that bluefin tuna is going to get biting again very, very soon. Don't forget the El Patron out of Long Beach Sport Fishing. She is a go for Saturday's fishing. Don't care how many people show up, you're going fishing on the El Patron, heading to Catalina Island. And look at this weather. It is gorgeous right now. You're going to want to be on the El Patron. You can accomplish that feat by going to www.longbeachsportfishing.org and get on the El Patron. You'll have a great time. Keep your eyes on that bite at Catalina Island because private boaters have been scratching some halibut and white sea bass off the backside. There's plenty of rockfish. And with this kind of weather, look out. El Patron might be catching calico bass and a lot more. We'll be watching that for you very, very closely. All right. Jeff Lingle, who ended up on his last 3-day trip fishing bluefin tuna, had 18 fish. Jeff said when he was a kid, he runs a yacht, by the way, he used to beg his mother to let him call 976 tuna. Jeff, you're the man. He is up there in the Channel Islands this morning, and the word is that he's catching some white sea bass. He's going to hammer on that if he can get limits of sea bass and rockfish. Going to go out and check out some of the northern areas and see if that bluefin tuna is around there. So, Jeff, best of luck to you. Hope you were able to put that together. Wide open white sea bass fishing going on in the Channel Islands. We have been telling you that that is the epicenter of this great white sea bass fishing. While there are fish being taken in other areas, it's a Channel Island thing, and it's been fantastic. Mike Costello was on board the Mirage yesterday, and he said, Phil, it is not only white sea bass. We had limits, Mike said, but we had 15 big halibut. Nice big rugs to go along with it. Way to go, Mike. So happy for you. KJ from Mag 12 Swim Baits, and his swim baits have been putting the hurt on the white sea bass and halibut. KJ said limits on the Mirage, reiterating it, and sent some great photos and more. And of course, the Endeavor and several other boats have been limiting out. Now, that is one white sea bass per angler, and those fish have to be 28 inches. Halibut limit, 5 fish. Those fish have to be 22 inches. But it has been spectacular, really wonderful fishing going on in the Channel Islands. I don't know how you can beat it. While we're on the subject of the Channel Islands, don't forget the Island Spirit out of Ventura Harbor Sport Fishing. Man, they do such a great job. And Sunday, Mother's Day, they have Kids Fish Free. It's not only Mother's Day, it's every single Sunday, Kids Fish Free on the Island Spirit. So take advantage of that here. If mom loves to fish, what a great day to spend in the outdoors with her this Sunday. And also, I want to remind you all that on Wednesdays, they are dedicated to fishing for halibut. They focus solely on halibut on Wednesday mornings, the Island Spirit. One more thing. Whoa, man, I'm telling you, you throw in a chrome crocodile here, you're going to get big. You buy a full fare on the Island Spirit, and you can buy your second fare for 50% off here in May. You can get all those details by going to www.venturasportfishing.com or call 805-676-3474. Once these bluefin get up and start foaming, don't forget about tuna riot poppers. They are awesome. So that Channel Island bite has been absolutely off the hook spectacular. It can't get much better than it is right now. So let's talk a little bit more about what we saw down there at the Coronado Islands. More and more yellowtail starting to show up there, not biting all that well, but some of the pongeros that I talked to out of Popola say they are seeing a lot of yellows down there in that neck of the woods. Mostly rockfish right now, but who knows what this warming trend is going to produce. It's certainly going to have an effect on our water temperatures. Solar warming is going to take hold a little bit. I think we're looking at some changes down there south of the border. I wanted to mention to you that Blackfin Sport Fishing, they had some barracuda yesterday, and we continue to see pops of gar down there in Ensenada. We've seen it up there in the Channel Islands in some area. Catalina Island, kind of jumping all around, acting like it's getting ready to go. And of course, barracuda are a sure sign that spring has arrived. This feels way more like summer. It is absolutely gorgeous today, but some gar around, mostly sculpin and rockfish for the guys that are fishing half day and 3/4 day, like the Monte Carlo out of 22nd Street Landing in San Pedro sport fishing. But there's also been some good halibut catches. And tonight, oh my God, I mean, it is absolutely a beautiful night to do some twilight fishing up there out of Marina del Rey or on board the Native Sun there out of 22nd Street Landing. Really great stuff. By the way, one more time again, I want to thank you all, pushing 2 million views on Facebook alone, not counting Instagram, where we have huge views. Same thing over there on TikTok. Same thing over there on YouTube. But I just glanced at that this morning. I think it was 1,750,000 views in the last 28 days. And I'm under no illusion that that has anything to do but for your great support. Appreciate that very much. By the way, we were able to deliver copious amounts of clothing and some medical supplies and so much more to Paulina. She'll be taking it to a shelter in Ensenada. She's going to shoot some photos so you can see the good works that you are doing. I'm just delivering this stuff. You donate it. You do all that. Like John DeLiso, who made a cash contribution to Friedman Adventures Everett south of the border. And he was a big part of how all of that clothing and so much more arrived down there in Mexico. Can't thank you enough for that. All right, Southern California surfers, I am saying this water feels absolutely fantastic to my little tootsies. I'm telling you, it is a beautiful day, and it's forecast to be not exactly the same tomorrow. Even a little warmer, even a little better. It's going to be a beautiful morning here, and I'm suspecting that somebody's going to catch a legal halibut, maybe a couple of those fish. I'm hoping that is indeed going to be the case, as we'll be watching that very, very closely for you all. So down there around Bolsa Chica, we're starting to see less barred perch, but more and more yellowfin croaker, some spot fin croaker, more halibut. There's a grunion run for Mother's Day, so we're going to see a lot. Hey, good morning, Lupe. Good to see you. All right, Lupe is going by. I haven't seen you for a long time. So I think the surf is going to be alive. And now as I look out, I see some of those white termbirds just starting to pick. And that is such a good sign, man. Maybe they'll get, oh boy, hitting the water now, picking bait off. It's kind of hard for you to see way out there. See those white termbirds? You see those things. Here they come, man. You see that, or you hear that chirping when they're getting on bait and they're picking off bait in the surf. I would like to see that a little bit closer in here, but it might move in. You'll see it offshore like that, and then that bait starts to try to get away from the predators, so we'll come up here in the shallow. If you see birds like that picking, you want to hightail it down there, and in many cases you're going to match the hatch with like a Lucky Crab lure, but those little chrome crocodiles or a little chrome Castmaster, they work really well also. So seeing some good signal here this morning up in the Santa Monica Bay. I've heard good fishing up there in El Segundo, a couple of legal halibut taken the last few days, and a lot of yellowfin croaker starting to show up. It's all changing, and it's changing for the better right now. Once again, we'll see you down there at that beautiful tower that you see back there, Anderson Street, Pacific Coast Highway, Saturday, May the 10th, 6 a.m. to, I'm going to say 10 a.m. Last time it just kept going on and on and on. I think we're here till 12 noon. So we are willing to hang out with you and have a good time. And we'll have a raffle for you. So we'd love it if you could participate in that, as that helps us send more funds down to Mexico Lindo. Let's keep that rocking and rolling. All right, my friends, don't forget Big Fish Bait and Tackle on the corner of Seal Beach Boulevard and Pacific Coast Highway. 10% off all their rods tomorrow. Mention Friedman Adventures or Aventuras del Gringo, either one of those, and you'll get 10% off the rods and 10% off hooks, sinkers, terminal tackle. No discount on the bait, but I would highly recommend you picked up some bait while you're down there. Also, they open at 5 a.m., so you can stop there, and then you're going to make a 2-mile drive south to that tower, where you'll be able to find Anthony Mad Dog and yours truly and so many other people. I think Brian from Promar is going to be there. It is going to be a beautiful day. It is absolutely gorgeous. All right, my friends, so much fun in Mexico. We got to send down some goods for the poor down there. All thanks to you. Paulina's down there distributing that, and we're talking about doing more and more of that as we continue to grow. Can't thank you enough. You are the best. You need any information on our charters, you're definitely going to want to send me a text, 657-227-6459. Few spots left on a few trips that we'd like to have you join us on. Take care. And as always, hold on. Where's that cup? There it is. Man, it's beautiful today, you guys. It's gorgeous. As always, I hope to see you really, really soon. See you tomorrow morning. Have a great one, my friends.